Mainly the temple faced a very major problem once again when they were building the high dam. West Germany, Italy, both of them participated in removing this temple from its place. So they removed it from its own island, Philae, into a new island called Angelica. The temples would function like our churches right now. It's a place where they would have daily life rituals. We don't have one single proof to prove that the Egyptians sacrificed human beings. In the temple here, what would they sacrifice? Whatever animal that they would eat or have an interest of eating them. When they sacrifice, which is supposed to be right after the sunrise, the high priest will come to us because that was the only accessible area to the common people inside the temple, to come to the open court. They are not allowed to go inside, only the priesthood. The high priest will come outside the temple and tell us that Goddess Isis, the goddess of the temple, approved this offering. And when we talk about Moses and Pharaoh, the Egyptian magicians threw their ropes and it turned into snakes. This is actually a powerful magic. So magic in ancient Egypt was definitely a very main thing. To have a leader for the magic in ancient Egypt, that would be a very strong god, powerful god in the ancient Egyptian civilization. And this is Goddess Isis. According to the ancient Egyptian mythology, Goddess Isis was the only one who knew the hidden name. The hidden name is a name, if anyone knows and use it to ask God Ra for anything, he would get it. Who was the only one who knew the hidden name? Isis. That's why there was nothing to stop the power of Goddess Isis in the ancient Egyptian mythology. Why the magicians believed in Moses? Why the magicians believed in God? And know that Moses is not a magician as what the Pharaoh was saying. Do you know? Would you like me to tell you? Okay. When the priests turned their robes to the floor, they didn't change the nature of these robes. The robes were still robes, but they put their magic upon the eyes of the people. So the people who were attending, like us, saw these robes as snakes. But the priests themselves saw them, or the magicians themselves saw them as, because they were robes. So the magic can never change the nature of the thing. When Moses threw his stick, they are magicians. They should see it as a stick. They saw it as snake. So they knew that the only thing could change the nature of the item is God. So Moses is not a magician. Moses is a prophet. This temple was rebuilt in the Greek-Roman time. So the Greeks showed a type of respect to our gods. But the Greeks were not that generous. They showed this respect because they were trying to destroy and damage the whole Egyptian cult. In the Egyptian temple, the open courts, which is the place that the common people will come to, they always have decoration of 2 rows of pillars. The 2 rows of pillars, you can see them here, in total are 31 pillars. In the Egyptian pharaonic time, if you look at the capital of the whole pillars on the whole hall, they will be the same. In the Greek-Roman time, the capitals are going to be changing. So one look here will allow us to understand that this had been built in the Greek-Roman time, which is later than the pharaonic period. Some of the pillars had been scratched this way, and that's all the way along. When you see this sign in any of the Egyptian temple, you make sure that this place has been used as a healing place. This actually was the largest hospital in the ancient Egyptian civilization. People would come here, and the part of their ritual is to scratch the wall, take the dust and burn it with the incense. Then we look at the main entrance to the temple, which the Greek called the entrance of our temples by the term pylon. So we're going to stick into the Greek term. This pylon actually is showing a classical scene referring to Ptolemy named Dionysus, Ptolemy the while he's grasping a group of his enemies from their hair and smiting them. That was a sign to show that the king achieved victory. On the top row, you're going to find the king is giving to goddess Isis and Horus on the right hand side, and giving offering to god Osiris and the goddess Isis. The building behind this actually is what the Greek called it Mamizi. What's Mamizi? It would be translated into the Perse house. And according to the Greek, the child of the Trinity, Horus, should be delivered here inside this building every year. So there will be a great celebration here. They celebrated it inside this room. Look, how many pillars there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And there are faces of Goddess Hafiz. I would like you to focus on the faces which is facing this direction. Okay? So you look at the faces that looked at you now, and I would like you to start from the rear one and move with your eyes from 1 to 7. If you do this, you will find that Goddess is really smiling from 1 to 7. Do you know how the Egyptians divided the daylight into 12 sections? Through the baboons.
Monkey business.
They found it, or they noticed it. The baboons are urinating 12 times. Daylight, the difference between each time is equal, time-wise, 1 hour. So from the 12 times urination of these baboons, the daylight was divided into 12 hours.